Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and it's been 3 months. Let's just make sure we remember it's been 3 months since this allegation was put out into the world. 3 months, and since then, nothing more specific has come forward, except for vague generalities about things that were said in meetings and investigations that weren't done. No specifics have been shared yet. And the story's changing now. When you listen to his Instagram videos or Twitch streams, it's like, I didn't even know until I talked to other people, and other people are telling me things, so he's speaking for other people. Look, I've been canceled. So those that don't know, I'm never, ever going to condemn or cancel anyone without actual evidence or at least clear allegations to attempt to make up our own decision on whether I want to support somebody. I'm sorry, one blanket accusation that the treatment was unprofessional and unacceptable, abusive. I need to know what that means before I'm going to join and stand with Ray Fisher, because I don't know the man. And the only thing I know of the man is that he's lied. He put this out there. He put this out there. My racist change my mind BS. What are you talking? This dude, first of all, this dude is a scumbag and a half. And he just supported it. Granted, he's tried to be nice and, about it. And, I don't know his struggles, but I hope he overcomes them. My racist struggles, Ray? What are you talking about? This was so uncalled for. This was just someone who was asking questions. He didn't like it. So then he's like, I'll burn you. And then he didn't even double down. And he burned Jody. He can't tolerate a lot of things. What? This is insane. So until he apologizes for this, he's always Yay Fisher to me. I've tried to listen to him from day one, but just so we're clear on the recap of where we stand with Ray Fisher, because a lot of people are like, Andy, see, because the big news today is Jason Momoa finally came forward and said something. He finally was somebody that we could say, all right, I'm listening. But I had to separate him from Ye, because I'm sorry, Ye, you've lost all credibility with me. The way you've done this has been horrific. If you have truth to share it. Let us hear it so you can stand by your truth and not let any wiggle room or adjustments or now Walter Hamada is involved. It's been changing for 3 months. That's why you're holding on to it, because it's you want to make sure you state your allegation just enough to make sure that no one can actually say something else. Abuse either happens or it doesn't. There shouldn't be anything you need to hide, or there's no way to defend an abuse. You know what I mean? So I'm confused why he keeps holding on to this. But let's put Ye Fisher aside. Jason Momoa has now stepped up, and he's put his, let's be honest, he's put his nuts on the line. He went on Instagram and said, this S has to stop, and it needs to be looked at. Ray Fisher and everyone else who experienced what happened under the watch of what WB Pictures needs proper investigation. I just think it's effed up that people released a fake Frosty announcement without my permission to try and distract from Ray Fisher speaking up about the SE way we were treated on the Justice League reshoots. Serious stuff went down. It needs to be investigated, and people need to be held accountable. I stand with Ray Fisher. Aloha, Jay. So look, Ye Fisher aside, until he tells us something, and until there's evidence and things actually are told to us, it's just talk. But now Jason Momoa is putting his name on the line. So let's talk about this. So there's some interesting stuff here. I'm paying attention because of I've been waiting for a fellow Justice League member to say, yeah, stuff went down, and they've been silent for 3 months while Ray's been apparently fighting this battle on his own. So Ray is doing this, and Jason Momoa waits 3 months until he sort of finally acknowledges it. That's not a red flag to anyone else. That doesn't feel weirdly calculated or hey, all right, I need your help now. They're buddies. I get it. He should support his friend. He should have supported his friend. Look, I would have given him a month. A month would have been enough to say, no, Ray's been trying to do this. It's not working. So this needs to happen. Get it done. That's issue one, right? And then the biggest surprise here is that he's putting out there, it's effed up that people released a fake Frosty announcement without my permission to try and distract from Ray. So the reality is that doesn't say he's not in that movie or that he wasn't up for it and that wasn't happening. But now he's agreeing with Ray's spin that was put out there to distract from what Ray was saying. That's pretty damning, and that puts Warner Media, John Burr, whoever's involved in that movie, that definitely puts them now in a weird spot, because Jason Momoa is a huge star from them in a $1 billion franchise with Aquaman. And now he's someone that's not going away. He's involved, and they need him involved because that movie's going to start soon. So now Jason Momoa getting involved absolutely puts pressure on Warner Brothers to actually do something. And it puts pressure on Warner Media to finally clear the air and stop all of this and just say, yeah, there's an independent investigation going on. We're in charge of it. Let it happen. The fact that Warner Media is just playing silent in all this, almost as if, like, is Warner Media trying to, like, get Warner Brothers in trouble? Like, that's part of what it seems like here. But anyway, theories coming up in a second, but just to get through his allegations, aside from the Frosty reveal, which is, let's be honest, that is a reveal, hit the SE way we were treated on Justice League reshoots, serious stuff went down. Now look, being treated on set wrong, that can mean so many different things. Christian Bale on the set of Terminator Salvation. Does that mean he needs to be canceled? Does that mean the cinematographer who got in his way during that blow up, Mick G, should they all be canceled? Look, sets are environments where people are creative, stuff happens. They were clearly pivoting from where their friend Zack Snyder wanted to go. They may have been mean about Zack Snyder. I believe that, but that doesn't mean something worse happened. You know what I mean? So, it's just, I still need to know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? Like, I want to believe these two. I've wanted to believe these two, but they're making it so hard to believe these two. And as someone who's been canceled, like, I'm not going to just cancel someone else without evidence. Due process is incredibly important. They should have a proper investigation. I don't got a problem with that, but I don't know who to believe anymore based off the way they're doing it because they refuse to tell us anything. Why are they refusing to give us more details of what actually they're speaking about? It's hard to understand or believe anyone until you do that. So you take all this, it needs to be investigated. Sure, investigate it. Warner Media is now, to me, the spotlight's on them. They're in charge of this. Why isn't Warner Media cutting this out and say, yes, no, there is an investigation. It's happening. The results will go to us. It's not Ray's wrong. It won't go there. And if Warner Brothers is doing that and that's shady, then Warner Media, then say it. Like, you need to say it then so we can all have clarity from high up top to just have full transparency. I agree with that. So Warner Media now, to me, is the one I'm waiting for. Like, hello? Why are you still letting this be a thing? Just end this and explain it. Is this an independent investigation, or is it not? And the other thing is, like, this. It's weird because I remember very specifically when I went down and I was canceled. There was a woman, Danny Fernandez, I'll name her. She was out there so vocal about the witnesses that saw what I did that weren't interviewed by HR. She was lying. No one saw anything. She got immediately silent when my evidence came forward. But I know from facts, and that's why I'm so triggered, and I will stand by anybody out there who's getting it. So sorry, just because Jason Momoa is supporting his friend 3 months later doesn't mean this is anything. Until evidence comes forward, in which case then I will listen and I will make a decision. Until then, Ray's has been lying, has slandered my name, Jody's name, off of nonsense because we ask questions. Dude, get out of here. That's not the way to handle this. And for Jason Momoa, dude, I like Jason Momoa. I like him standing by his friend, but again, come on, tell us what's happening. Ray's out there saying they're not interviewing certain people. Like, I get deja vu because I remember when people were coming after me with lies. With lies. They were friends of the people who were like, no, you didn't talk to these producers who saw what happened. Nothing happened. There's nothing to see. There was nothing there. That's what happens when you're when you lock in and follow somebody and just believe it, and you're there like, this is my friend, they were hurt, I believe it. You're too emotional. You can't actually be a neutral party in the situation. Ray isn't a neutral party in this situation, clearly. There does need to be a proper investigator. And so if that's not happening, that should have happened. And Ray does have a reason to call that out. At the same time, he's not a neutral party either. Like, let them do the investigation. Let them share their results. Give them the information. And if they then prove to have done it wrongly or unfairly, okay, then come back out and explain, they didn't do this, you didn't do that. Call them out. What is with this way they're doing it? I've never seen this type of thing before. And I know there's a lot of DC Snyder fans that will support him no matter what and trash us. Get out of here. I don't care about it. I'm talking to the rational ones. I'm not alone in being frustrated by all this. This is silly. Spit it out or do the investigation or call a lawyer. That's how you do this. This is nonsense what they're doing, spreading out like this. If you don't say what happened, there's nothing to say or defend. You got to tell us what happened. You can't just say there's abuse. What kind? How? Who? When? To what? Were you there? Is this hearsay? Is there any evidence of this? Were there any witnesses? All of that's way too important to suddenly just like, nah. So I look, Jason Momoa, he has now stepped into the fire. And what's interesting to me, my analysis on this, again, I don't know what's going on. I don't. But they're friends. They're friends with Zach. Read between the lines. Because of the way they're handling this, it's hard for me to then not go, well, is this a shakedown? Is this a way for Zach, through proxy of his friends, to get back at the people who wronged him? You can't deny that could be a possibility, right? That's absolutely a possibility. And so, look, do I believe Warner Brothers wronged Zach? Yeah, I do. I think it's clear they took advantage of the situation, an awful tragedy he was going through. They completely redid his movie. They made it worse. I do believe all those things. But they gave him his cut. Warner Media stepped in, saved the day. They gave him his cut. And now here we are sort of attempting to, like, do what? I don't know. If they're abusive, I want to know why and how so we all know. You can't just make an accusation that's broad without any specifics. And then we're supposed to go, oh, yeah, fire those people. Get rid of them. Accountability is more important because Ray said something went down. So just get rid of them. Like, I do believe Ray's not that stupid. Like, Ray's got to know there's going to be people like me and others out there who are like, no, that's not how that works. We're not going to cancel anybody because we don't know what they're taking accountability for. That's what's so frustrating about this story. No, this changes nothing still. All this does is this confirms, Jason Momoa confirms that, to me, the most telling thing in this is him admitting that Frosty announcement was fake or done as a distraction. Fake Frosty announcement without my permission. Without his permission. Fake. There's a million ways you can read it, but it doesn't read well for Warner or Jeff Johns, John Berg in this situation. Now, that doesn't mean Jeff Johns and John Berg did it. I don't know who did that or who put that announcement out, but someone's getting thrown under the bus now. Whether something happened now or not, and now frustratingly because of the way they're doing it, I'm always going to have a little bit of doubt. No matter what happened, though, Jason Momoa, unlike Ye Fisher, is actually very important to Warner Brothers right now as Aquaman. James Wan's working on part 2. He's going to be in more movies, no doubt. So they can't afford to lose him in Flashpoint. So for him now finally coming forward and saying this, and him now saying these things, now we finally have something serious. And honestly, I don't know why it took so long for them to do this, the way they're doing it. And honestly, if other members are not, Justice League members are going to say, all right, well, Jason's doing this fine, I'll support it. Great, come forward. People would have never doubted them in a second if all of them unitedly came forward and said that was bad. But because they didn't, it makes me wonder, what are they really complaining about? And are they just mad because because they defended Zach's vision and were getting frustrated and they were treated poorly because they wanted the movie differently? I need to know if the abuse is that, because that could be defined as abuse. It could. Them just talking like, no, this was the movie and Zach's vision. Screw Zach, who cares? You guys shut up and do what we're told. But no, we want to. No, enough. We're changing this. This is it. They can dislike that. That's not a fun place to be. They can be frustrated. They can say it. But you got to tell me what actually happened, because there's levels, right? There's levels. And if you're broad about it, which they're doing, they know this. If you're broad about it, then you can try to take more damage. And I don't ever think we should, as a society, just take damage based off an allegation where we don't even know what the allegation is. So this is nothing to me. Jason, it's something that Jason's now in it. Jason's put his name on the line, and this alone will now make a lot of executives tonight go, damn it. Which is maybe the goal. But there's going to be some people like, why? But it's hard to believe they haven't been doing that already. So this is interesting because he hasn't. He's just sort of been like, I stand with him, but now he's come forward, admitted the fake Frosty announcement. The way we were treated on Justice League reshoots was SE. He didn't use the word abusive, but he says serious stuff went down. Again, this is so vague. Serious stuff went down. Okay? Like arguments? Like threats? Like, screw you, I'm out of here? What does that mean? That's what we got to hear. So until then, again, it's important we all stand by and wait and allow due process to happen. They do deserve a proper investigation. At the same time, you can't just, no, the investigation has to be done my way. That doesn't work either. It goes both ways. You got to let the investigation unfold, get the results of the investigation, be told, because you're complaining, what their results are. And if you're unhappy with them, then seek another alternative. And then you can speak up. But you're complaining the whole way. And you're not giving them the intel. And then you're saying things where they may honestly believe we don't know what happened because you didn't tell us. All we know that happened was you've been doing this, Ray. You were complaining, both of you were complaining the whole time of creative differences. That could actually be happening. And then there was an executive who was trying to do something else. No one's going to know anything until we know what happened. And he won't even tell them what happened. So it is just stupid. It's stupid. It's silly. Jason Momoa, though, he's definitely now he has stood up for his friend in a real way where this is going to demand another statement. It's going to make them sweat. They're going to have to figure out something here, and we're going to have to finally get to the bottom of this, which, I've honestly wanted to do that from day one. I don't know why he didn't just spell it all out day one. But it does feel like this is a chess game of PR moves. And I don't believe for a second that Zack Snyder is not involved in this behind the scenes, because this is exact. The facts I do know is that Joss and company were very negative about Zack and his vision. That is a fact. Anybody who knows anything will agree that absolutely was happening on the set. And so you got to be careful to separate that because, okay, they're jerks. Great. But that's different than actually hurting somebody or doing something wrong, right? Wrong in a sense of that's rude and not kind to Zack, okay. But that's just a jerk, and that's not someone who's actually violent, you know what I mean, or doing something over the line. So that's what I gotta know more. So, but I gotta admit, Jason has now made this more interesting. I am going to pay attention now where Jason goes, and I hope Jason doesn't start doing the same thing Ye does with little breadcrumbs and either shuts up or makes a demand and say this is or says something, this is what happened, fix this. This happened, fix this, Warner Brothers. I mean, the truth is, Jason Momoa can call executives at Warner Media and get this sorted out. That is a fact. He's big enough that he can make some calls to, what's his name, the head of the old the head of Warner Media now. I have no doubt Jason Momoa could call him and say, what's going on? Why aren't you taking this with Ray? So it makes me wonder if Warner Media is in cahoots, attempting to take control. And in which case, that's hard for me to digest, because does that mean Warner Brothers actually needs a fair independent investigator because people are about to be thrown under the bus? It goes both ways now because he didn't tell us what happened. And now he's like using his celebrity friends who actually have big projects coming up to now push them to go in a different direction. All of which is kind of a reason you never give the mouse a cookie. If you guys know that story. Those are my thoughts. Tell me what you think down below. I will obviously keep you posted on this as it develops. Thanks for watching tonight. We'll be back tomorrow night for Change Our Mind with Jody. You bet your butt that's going to be a good one. So tune in live. We'll be covering this if anything else has happened since then. So hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more here on Popcorn Planet.